I'm down from Sheffield today. I've been vlogging Sheffield city centre since the lockdown. That's my home city. I thought I'd come to Nottingham today. So if you're from Nottingham, please like the video, follow my channel and click on notifications for future videos. So I'm outside Nottingham train station. I came down by train from Whitwell. And I was warned before I even came to Nottingham about the homeless problem here. And first thing to greet me was an homeless person. And it's the same trend in all the cities. Leeds was quite shocking when I went to Leeds. Thriving town centre, but not very nice for homeless people there. Beautiful looking station building, but you've lost your main station, I think, which was on the Great Central Victoria Station. But I noticed as I was coming into Nottingham town centre, like every major city, it's become much more like a big university. I'm not totally alien to Nottingham because I ran the Nottingham Full Marathon in 1983. Been to both football grounds, Forest twice. Came down for the nightlife once in the 80s. Visited the castle a couple of times. I think that's my limit with Nottingham, so I'll see where I go with the tour around. So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning here, so I don't know what sort of footfall you expect at 9 o'clock in the morning.
No, I didn't think you would. I don't think that would be
I'm assuming, I don't know if this is the canal or the Trent. I'm already getting the feel of it being very much like Sheffield. And what I mean by that is the town centre's been destroyed and it's been geared up more for university, or creating what I call a 15-minute city where they pack people in high rises. Said it was going to be sunny today. I wasn't expecting it to be clear like this. I think you've got two indoor centres, Broadmarsh, I think. Victoria. I think Broadmarsh is run down from what I understand, and what I just do is quick walk down here, glimpse at the castle from a distance, and I'll do the castle again later, but yeah, it's already looking very different to the Nottingham I remember. But like I said, I've only been for the nightlife once, and when I used to come to Nottingham, when I came to Nottingham for a night out, it was called Madison's, a nightclub I went in, and Nottingham had bouncers on the doors long before Sheffield. It was a bit of a struggle getting into the nightclub because you could only get in if you could grab hold of a girl to get in with, which wasn't the case in Sheffield. And luckily I met a couple of girls I knew, even though I'm not from Nottingham. But I noticed around the station that there was a cycle that you can pick up from cycling points. So we're on Canal Street, so that was the canal and not the Trent I saw earlier. I did notice one sign, a map outside. The train station. I was hoping there'd be more like there was at Leeds. Leeds was very good for signage. I printed a map off, so I'm not completely without a map. But this is a Broadmarsh thing centre, which it looks to me as though that's been modernised, but we'll find out in a bit. But I had a look at the Nottingham Marathon and I had to laugh because you don't do the full Nottingham Marathon anymore because it's too boring and lonely. I've never heard such a big excuse in my life. Now when I did the Nottingham Marathon, we ran down to, I think it's called Pierpont, big like outdoor place for water sports, and yeah, it was a bit boring running down there, but that's the biggest excuse I've ever heard for cancelling your marathon. I don't think they run the Sheffield Marathon because it's too hard for them. Now, I've done both, did the Nottingham in 83, 3 hours 30, and Sheffield, which was a harder marathon, in 1985. Ran that in June when it was really warm and did that in 3 hours 10. I only did 2 marathons and that called it a time. Just wanted to prove I could run the Sheffield Marathon. That was always my goal. Now I remember when I used to come in places like Sheffield 9 o'clock Saturday morning, they used to be packed and thriving. I mean, it's shocking, isn't it? It's not Nottingham. I'm not knocking Nottingham, I'm knocking the agenda. There's a big agenda out there, and that's what my videos are about, the agenda. I just thought I'd walk up this street because I saw some interesting buildings. And then I'll flip back. Just want to I can't be as critical of Nottingham as I can of my own city of Sheffield. Born and bred Sheffield, I was born in 64. Love my city, hate the agenda. Just saw this one here with some nice windows on it. I just wanted to capture these windows before I come back. Well, I'll start what I did in Manchester, we're the home of football in Sheffield, and I'm going to say it now, you've nicked our folklore hero Robin Hood. He's from Robin of Locksley. He's a Sheffielder. I love that work, but I'm only joking. I'll just switch it off and catch it back round the corner. So I'm already noticing a lot of development, but I can't do a lot of comparisons on Nottingham because I just haven't got any comparisons in my own mind. But you can see just here. I remember Nottingham being a very oldie worldy town centre compared with my home city Sheffield. I don't think you got bombed too much in the war like Sheffield. But you can see already like lots of closed down shops. I don't particularly come to show that. I mean, I didn't show it in Manchester or Leeds. They were thriving town centres. So we're moving in the right direction. Now, I remember going in the Victoria shopping centre once, and I found that quite intimidating to tell you the truth, but I went on an interesting trip through the cave system there. It's shocking that we've got so many homeless people, but I don't believe anybody should be homeless now, because you only have to go up to a policeman or just ambassadors in Nottingham and ask for help. So I don't believe anybody has to be homeless anymore. So this is the thing with Nottingham. I thought I'd have the problem, I don't know which direction to go. But I'll just follow my nose. I just saw this interesting building. Thought I'd just catch this one. But it does look so dead. Walk down here and then I'll switch the camera off and come back to there. Like Sheffield, it doesn't look great for driving here. Oh yeah, I've already been down there, haven't I? I've shown you that already. So let's get back down here. So I've just heard it strike 9 o'clock. So probably there won't be a lot of footfall at the moment. See, there's still a Marks and Spencer's. That's hanging on in Sheffield. So I got St Peter's Centre there. Or must be St Peter's Church there. But like in every city now, it's all the same names. I'm sure I'm not going to find too many Nottingham names. Like I said, it's probably a bit unfair talking about footfall at the moment because it's still on at 9 o'clock in the morning, and like I said, certainly in the past, if I'd have come into Sheffield at 9 o'clock, it would have been still buzzing on a Saturday morning, round the market area especially. I probably should walk around and suss things out before I film, but I've only actually got 5.5 hours. It's not a particularly long time. Notice the logo on Starbucks. It's actually a mermaid, that. Not a great sign because it's not that type of mermaid. Well, it's a siren. Not a great image brand, is it? I did notice Nottingham have got a tram network. Something Leeds hasn't got, which I was shocked about. You can see these signs. I hope there's going to be more of them because it makes my life easier getting around. So I do remember this from my night out round here. You can see the super tram here, or where it would come. I noticed it on the outskirts of the cities. I noticed a number of new student flats being built there. So it looks like, well, you've lost Debenhams like we've lost Debenhams in Sheffield. I'm assuming that's probably Town Hall there. It's bigger than I thought, Nottingham, but I think it's like Leeds. I think it's getting me bearings. Once I get my bearings, they're not as big as they actually appear. I was actually booked. Thought I was booked for last weekend, and I'm glad I wasn't because it rained. I mistakenly thought I booked last weekend, but I booked this week, and now we've got Slug and Lettuce in Sheffield, Leeds, so they're not even local names anymore. National chains a lot of these places now. Bell in there. Thought I was going to get it then. So I've never had a problem with the homeless people until I went to Leeds, and they were, the ones I came across were actually nasty and aggressive, which I wasn't expecting. I was filming a beautiful old building and getting accused of filming them and threatening me. And they started on me while I was actually talking to a policeman, having a nice chat with him, and I bet if you're born and bred Nottingham, if you're like me with Sheffield, it'll not be your city anymore. It's quite a spread out town centre. Same again, we've got another map just there so you don't get lost for long. I never saw Nottingham as a big town centre, but it's way bigger than Leeds. I've just seen an interesting building up here. I wanted to just film this and that before I get back down into the main part of the town centre. I'll probably just zoom in from here and show it you. We've got a cathedral church here. I just saw that up there. I'm going to see if I can zoom in rather than walk all the way up. Nice, I love the red brick buildings. I'm not going to walk all the way up there. So we've got a Britannia hotel up there. Premier Inn in front. My understanding of Nottingham, because when I did the marathon I got a laced picture, more textiles Nottingham than anything. That's probably why you've still got a lot of the older buildings that Sheffield lost. Just looking there, you've got Central Police Station, Byron House. I haven't seen a policeman yet. I don't think they work for us anymore. But there are plenty of shut down shops, I know that. And like I said, same in Sheffield, we've lost so much in Sheffield. So I don't know what that's about, somebody can probably tell me. I've not seen Robin Hood yet either. He must be at home in Loxley in Sheffield. So this looks like an old branch to me, but I'll stand be corrected. Lovely emblem above the door. Anybody tell me what that's about? Just seen what I call a proper pub. I've just seen an arcade here. Have a quick deco in the arcade. I don't know what's up here. I think it's a dead end, isn't it? Whether that opens out, I don't know. From Nottingham, please shout up and tell me about your city. I know you've got 2 football teams, Forest County, you've got a cricket ground, Trent Bridge, which I'm hoping to pop down and film later. So we're 9:30 at the moment, so this is a Footfall, 9:30 on a Saturday morning. We had a modern Debenhams that took over a company called Paulden's in Sheffield. It was a local name originally, but ours was a brand new Debenhams because it got bombed in the war. You can see yours as a oldie worldy Debenhams. But what's your Supertram like? One in Sheffield's absolutely useless. We had a fantastic tram from the 1900s to 1960, which they removed, and we had a new one built in just after 1994, and it's rubbish. It only hits one part of the town centre. and it tends to suck people away from our town centre towards Meadowhall, Crystal Peaks and Parkgate at Rotherham, which I think that's what the job is to do. We've got Theatre Royal here. The images should be absolutely perfect today with the sky. The sky's just building up here. Looking at the parking here, 24 hours, 17 quid, and our council, if you park for 12 hours on the streets, they'll charge you 36 quid. Sheffield Council hates cars. I don't know whether you guys have got a clean air zone in Nottingham. At the moment, it only applies to commercial vehicles in Sheffield, but that's done an awful lot of damage because the small businesses can't afford those costs. Like for a taxi, that's an extra 3,650 quid a year, unless he spends an absolute enormous amount of money upgrading his vehicle. I'll call it a day down there and get back more to the town centre. So we all know that the Tories have been absolutely dreadful, but woe betide Labour getting into power, because if Labour get into power, we're seeing clean air zones all around the country, taxing people out of driving the cars. Yeah, the rich and elite will still be able to afford to drive the cars, but the working class will be pushed off the roads, which is what they want. But I don't think Labour's actually for the people. I don't know if they ever have been, to tell you the truth. I think they shut more pits down than the actual Tories did. Or more jobs, I can't remember which way around it was, but they're not blameless on it, Labour. Well, somebody told me Nottingham was worse than Sheffield, but I disagree. Already looking at what I'm seeing. You've still got lots of fantastic old buildings, which I love. But you've probably got the same agenda coming as Sheffield. We now have Kate Josephs in charge of Sheffield. Kate was the person who closed the country down, but she went to a party, didn't she, on a leaving day. She's now chief executive of Sheffield City Council on about 250 grand a year. I will pay her a minimum wage. So we've got Nottingham Trent University here, big old building. But I think the universities have been well established in Nottingham long before Sheffield. The thing about Nottingham, I used to find it strange, is that there's a lot of greenery actually in Nottingham town centre. I think it's on the other side of the Trent, but once you get over there it's all sports facilities and everything. So Dave Ebony's got a channel, and Dave will be wondering about these antennas on tops of buildings. He's showing me stuff I've never seen before, even in Sheffield. So I'm not seeing as much rebuilding in Nottingham town centre as I am in Sheffield, but as I came in on the train I saw massive new university developments, and what I think they're doing is I think they want the universities in cities and town centres so they can indoctrinate the young and drive forward their agenda. I just want to get this building on the other side. I wish I'd actually got a ticket to leave late. I was expecting poor weather, but it's so beautiful today. We can see there's plenty of buildings that are shut down in Nottingham. But our biggest problem in Sheffield, it wasn't the Germans in the war, even though they did an awful lot of damage to our town centre. It was actually our council. We've done far more damage than the Germans could have even imagined. That's some beautiful building there. But there we can see Build Back Better, wishing better. Just have a quick sneak down here.
Really strong.
On the map, I've got the map of Nottingham town centre, and it looks a lot smaller than Sheffield, but I'm on the ground and it seems big. It seems extremely big. But I love these buildings. So much character. I just wanted to go down here. This is for Dave Ebony again, and for Dora Vernon, Miss Havisham. And as you can see here, this building is well below street level. And if we go on the corner of it, got beautiful marble pillars. I mean, I find it incredible that if people were in such destitute living conditions, that we built such beautiful buildings back in the 19th century. I mean, I thought there were some fantastic buildings in Manchester. There's a couple of streets, Whittam and Princess Street, they're absolutely got beautiful, gorgeous red brick buildings, but Nottingham's got its fair share of fantastic buildings. Now, Sheffield does go back to, I think, 1066. There was even a Norman settlement, and we had a massive castle there that would have been bigger than Nottingham's castle. They got sacked in the Civil War, but it was probably a more gradual progress till the industrial age in Sheffield, whereas Nottingham looks like it was quite a large city long before whatever, probably because of the textiles being around much longer than the steel. See that university building there from another angle. So I'm starting to see the Victoria Centre in front of me, so I'm at the sort of top end of the town centre. I'll probably do a bit more around here and then call it a day with the town centre, because I think I've given people a feel enough for what Nottingham town centre's like. I don't feel it's anywhere near as dire as Sheffield. I mean, you've still got lots of magnificent old buildings, which we once had two train stations in Sheffield. We had the Midland and the Victoria, and just here would have been your Victoria station. I think that's possibly from the Victoria station. And having seen a video of your Victoria station, it was better than the one in Sheffield. They should have never got rid of the the Great Central. I think he went down to Marylebone in London. But I have been around the Victoria Centre, and I've been around the cave system under here, and to me I found it really oppressive. I've always thought Sheffield should have a indoor shopping centre like Nottingham. It don't mean I want to use it, I just mean to stop it drawing customer away to other places like Meadowhall and wherever. Just have a quick walk up here. So a nice looking building just up here. So you've still got an House of Fraser. Problem is our House of Fraser is now in Meadowhall, which has drawn more customer away from the town centre. Meadowall's done a lot of damage to Sheffield, but same again, like with the Germans, the Sheffield City Council's done far more with this attack on motorists. I just thought I saw this pub here, Rose of England. So you can see Victoria Centre there, and just sneaking out around there. We've got absolutely miles of these here in Sheffield. You can just see corner of a building. We've got miles and miles of these built all over our industrial base, and when you actually look at some of those buildings, they're nothing more than insulation, and they stick like very thin tiles on them. I just want to get a bit more down here, and then I'll probably go down to the castle next, do a separate video on the castle. Now I'm no interest in going back to Leeds and Manchester, but I'll come back to Nottingham. So don't feel 5 hours or whatever's anywhere near long enough to capture Nottingham. I'm seeing quite a few homeless around, but I don't believe there's any reason for anybody to be homeless anymore. You can go and have a word with somebody in the authorities tomorrow and you can have a roof over your head. And I believe a lot of it, I'm not saying all of it is, a lot of it is, they're probably coming in to just beg, a lot of them. They've actually got a roof over their head somewhere, whether it's a flat or wherever, and then they come in to Sheffield to beg for more money on top of all the benefits they're probably claiming. Now, I could be unfair on that, but I suspect there's quite a few of them doing that. Now, we're told that there's no police can do, but there's plenty of laws about vagrancy and begging in the street and whatever, and they're not actually applying those laws like they should be. I've still not seen a policeman in Nottingham. I don't think I've even seen a police car driving around. But like I said, I'm not knocking Nottingham, I'm knocking the agenda. But I can also understand why a lot of homeless people wouldn't like to be in the system. Luckily, since the start of lockdown, I've been able to claim a private pension and stop working, because the only jobs around now are soulless jobs in warehouses, call centres. So I've seen John Lewis just there. Now, John Lewis took over Coles in Sheffield, Cole Brothers, and they shut down second lockdown along with Debenhams. Now I'm starting to see some footfall in this area, so I don't know if it's because it's getting closer to 10 o'clock or whether certain areas of the city centre are more thriving than others. Just have a look at this beautiful building here. This area seems quite a lot more packed. You can see one building I already recognise, and this is the thing, these different towns to me seem really big until I've been around them for about half an hour. I get a map in my head and I just want to show you this building here. I just want to get a good angle on it. It's a bit hard with buses around here. Certainly looks an oldie worldy building here. I'm probably better off on the other angle. Got the pillars on it again, across there, and like the crisscross red and white bricks. It might be why there's I'm seeing a lot more people around this area, because there's buses everywhere dropping people off here. I love this. Now the claim is from people, but I need some substantive information, is that the red and white bricks denote power centres. So what this one says 1816 on it. But if you look on the top, we've got like little domes on them, and they could have spikes on them, etc. in the past. And drawn energy down from the ether. Angle on the Victoria Centre. Like I said, I found it extremely oppressive in there, but I do think there is a need for people who don't feel oppressive in them. I won't go in Meadowhall either anymore, and I used to frequent it all the time. I'll walk down that street in a moment, but this looks to me like the buses are dropping people off here, and that's why it's a bit later. The Footfall's higher. So we've now got about 20,000 people live in Sheffield city centre. No, 20 or 30,000. The council aren't keeping very good records on it, but they're wanting another 20,000 people in our town centre. I don't know if that's going to be the case with Nottingham, whether we're driving people to live in your town centres. I just want to get back down to that main market area, and then I'll wrap the video up. I just saw some more buildings around here. You can start to see the building work going on. And just over here, I'll laugh at it because we've got one of these in Sheffield, and I call it the rust bucket. Love the wall art though, and one thing I've noticed is you haven't got any graffiti in your town centre. So this is some building in front. I don't know what that was. Is that some sort of theatre? But what I call a rust bucket is that building there. We've got one in Sheffield. And I don't know what that huge building is behind it. You can see the building behind it, if anybody can tell me what that was. But at this end of Nottingham town centre, I can see the building going. I'm guessing it's going to be for flats, not offices. But why build so many when so many of our buildings are shut down on the, when you get off ground level? A lot of the shops will be shut down above or whatever. I think I've already been up that street. Park your e-scooters here. I thought they were actually legal e-scooters. Thought you couldn't get insurance for them. Or is that just for the kids going around on it? But I've got another church just here I want to show you on George Street. But I'll get on the other side of the road to show you that one. I so love lockdown when there was no people around. It was so much easier to film. Now, it's lovely to see a market in the streets. As you can see, this end of town is certainly fuller with people than all the other. It's not that much later for the footfall to have increased considerably. I want to get down this road here. I've got Clumber Street, and from my parents moving out to the village on the edge of Sheffield, we've been going into Clumber Park on a Sunday since 1966. Very close to where I live, Clumber Park. It's probably, you can see now the footfall down here is much higher. I don't believe that the times vary that much for it to have increased. Probably less closed shops down here as well. I'm guessing you've just got one HSBC left in the town centre like everywhere else. I'm out down there. So I think we're coming around the back of the town hall here, if I'm right. I've just walked past an Holland and Barrett. I don't know what it was like in Nottingham with the independents originally. We had 7 in Sheffield from one company called Wicker Herbalist, which started in Sheffield. And all we've got now is Holland and Barrett. So this, to me, it must be the town hall, the other end of it. See, it's much quieter up here. I'll have a quick walk up here and I'll walk up here. So many old buildings in Nottingham. It's benefits of not being bombed in the war, isn't it? And it's a message for Dave Evany and Dora Vernon, Miss Havisham. Look at those down there. Street level. You find Dave Evany and Dora Vernon's channel on YouTube. But another beautiful building, look at that. I mean, I thought these people were living in the dark ages. I think it's us living in the actual dark ages at the moment. People tell me I want to live in the past, and I want to live when we build beautiful structures like that. Not the boring dross. Legoland. I just really wanted to get the best current snapshot on Nottingham at this moment in time, the town centre. But I actually like it, and like I said, I don't want to go back to Leeds and Manchester. I will come back to Nottingham. I found one thing with my videos of Manchester, when I was calling out the Orwellian buildings, is that the Manchester folk seem to think they were better than everybody else. Their city was better than everybody else. Thought I got getting a very arrogant response, and I was actually going on about the agenda that was destroying all our cities, and all they could go on about is Manchester being better than everywhere else. But I don't believe they're the born and bred Manchester people. I found out that my ancestry goes back at least 200 220 years in Sheffield. Could go back even more. We've got people coming into our cities, the elite I call them, and they just want to turn our cities into boxes. And they call that progress. So I'm guessing that probably once I got a map in my head, that if that is the town centre, I don't know. It says exchange down there, so it could be the town centre, it might not be, but I'm going to do a separate video on that in a minute. I've just been around this little bit around here. So we've got a Waterstones. Funny though, I'm not seeing many old cobble roads in Nottingham. You've got the modern mock versions of cobble, but you haven't really got the traditional cobble anywhere, which I find a bit strange. Love this wall art on the building. Right, there's some more down there. So you can see over here, this is where it's starting to appear in all cities, and what you've got to watch out is how far that spreads, as you can see there. But like I say, I'm so impressed with Nottingham. I actually think it's far better than Manchester, personally. Probably not as thriving with the number of footfall, but what you find in Manchester is that it's sort of students and middle class in their town centre, not born and bred people from Manchester.
Yeah, like quality. Yeah. That is, isn't it? Yeah.
So it looks like Forest at home today. I did want to capture how close the two football grounds are if I get time. But I don't know if Dave Evans actually visited Nottingham before. I'm sure it'll blow his head off. But I'm guessing there's not enough footfall in Nottingham for the rent you're going to be paying on these buildings. Just wanted to show you this building here. It looks wonderful. Omega New Grace Church. Look at that. You've still got all your churches left in your town centre. Like I said, people were telling me how bad Nottingham is. I know you've got a problem because of the volume of students, flats they're building on the edges, and the homeless issue, but from a town centre point of view, it's gorgeous. Been past that church, so like I said, after a while I started to realise that places probably aren't quite as big as I think. Yeah, I've seen White Rose Outlet again, so yeah, I'm walking back round on myself now. It's the only time I've ever been around the town centre is when I had a skin fall. And I know that once I got in the nightclub, I just stood there all night because I was dizzy with the amount of alcohol I drunk. Thankfully it was a coach trip. Oh. So I'm just about going to wrap my video up now. This is the thing with our town centres. I'm guessing that one bit you may have had gardens in here, and it's all concrete now. Am I right or wrong? To me, I think that's the town hall, but I'll now have a dig on it. Just want to show you one last building on here. But I think I've got the most perfect video possible today. I'll just show you the right around the town centre. want to show you one last building that I think looks quite astonishing. But I am really split up for choice, like I said, in Nottingham. Absolutely love it. People who know me, videos from Sheffield, I think it's a different person speaking. Got Brian Clough here, best England manager there never was. That's absolutely gorgeous, that. There's another one here as well. Like I said, I've got to come back. There's that much in Nottingham. I've never seen so much stuff. Oh, that's the Alchemist. Whatever that is. So what do you reckon, Dave, Ebony, Dora Vernon? Is it blowing your heads? So that's it, that's a quick view around Nottingham town centre. I'm impressed, really impressed. It shows the difference when you come around a town centre you're not had a skim for. But if you could like the video, follow my channel, and if you click on notifications when I upload new videos, you'll get new videos. But thanks for watching this video on Nottingham town centre. What a wonderful place.